right? This is a entertainment video, strictly for entertainment purposes. How not to act, educational video on how not to act when you're in prison, yeah? Always behave, never break the rules. This is all alleged, it could just be made up. I'm in Stockton. Where else am I going to be but the drug-free wing? How ironic, actually, considering this is the drug-free wing, what I'm about to say. I never thought of that till just now. There's two spurs, yeah? Right, you got one spur and another spur. With a little office in between-ish. It's not really, but... Right? They're all single cells. All the cells are single. And you've got one's landing and two's landing on both spurs. So you've got the ground and the ones and the twos, as we call it, right? We're talking about we're on the twos. And just quickly, I should say, yeah, my mate got out of this jail before. When he got out of this jail, right? He got out way before us and all that. He was like, yeah, when I get out, I live around the corner. I'm going to chuck you a parcel over. Choo. There's my number. Ring me up. Blah blah blah. We'll sort it out. I know this area like back of my like the back of my hand. I'm not talking crap, all that, yeah. When you're in jail, you've got no choice but to believe it, have you? Like you fall for it because you're in jail. Like you can't help but get your hopes up a little bit. And he probably believes it at the time he's saying it. We all talk like that before we get out, don't we? So, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. We never do nothing. Well, very rarely. For very few people do it occasionally, you know what I mean? But not a lot. So, we're phoning him up. The day that he said he's going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. He's even telling us, like, that he's literally on his way to do it. And... yeah, he didn't do it, did he? You know what I mean? I should say though, but the reason I said that bit is because in order to where he was talking about and the windows that how should I describe it? They open up, yeah. They open up that way. They don't open up. They're not sliding. They open up that way, yeah. So if you hold it, pull the handle and push it out, yeah. You can only open it that much. You know, like when you're in a hotel, you can only open it that much. There's that little stopper. You've got to break it and bust it and break it, and that takes some doing. And if you get caught, you're going to get put in stripes, isn't it? It's like you're trying to break your cell window. So why do you want to widen your window? So we did all that in someone else's cell, weren't mine. I was on the other spur, and he didn't do it. Right? Anyway, that's my own little personal woes. Same spur, actually, same side of where my mate didn't do it. My mate didn't do it. There was these boys from Derby, yeah? And one of them had allegedly broke his window out already, took that little stop out so he could open it wide, and was getting parcels for these boys on another spur, on the other spur that I was on. During soaps, you could go backwards and forwards to the spurs. They weren't locked off or anything. These boys were getting... These boys that were on the other spur, for Nottingham, right? So these Nottingham boys were getting these Derby boys that were on the other spur to collect parcels out the window from, pull them in. And they were like getting the Pringle pots chucked over with all fishing hooks put in. So it'd fall over, weighted down so it wouldn't roll off or whatever. And you get a kit bag in jail. It's like a net bag for your laundry. Put that onto a rope or whatever, chuck that out, pull it on, land it on the Pringles pot where the hooks are in it, and pull it in. Allegedly, I remember like a couple of times, like jails have like found a parcel and took a picture of it and like put it out. And they did it in Stockton on this wing, like let's displayed it out. Like we found 2 phones, some steroids, a syringe, and a bit of puff. So you found 1 Pringle pot, 10 come over. Anyway, yeah. So these Derby boys are doing it for the Nottingham boys, and you're not going to do it for nothing. You're going to earn off it, ain't you? Yeah, you're going to get, well, whatever. If you're pulling and, well, if you're pulling something over the wall, you're going to try and ask for like to get something put on there, and you say, well, put me half ounce on there, put me an ounce on there, or something. You know what I mean? It's cheaper for them on road, isn't it? It's not to do it for you like then saying, yeah, give you an ounce or whatever. But you're going to try and negotiate. You're not going to do it for free, are you? That's the point I'm making. So they're having it large. They're getting what they think is a freebie. They've smashed the cell window. They're putting themselves at risk of getting put in stripes, escapes, like an escape suit, blue and yellow stripe suit, for a few zoots. Yeah, but it was a good thing. They was doing it for ages. They never got caught. Eventually, like, because the person that was throwing it was one of the Derby boys' friends as well. That's what I mean. The Nottingham boys was literally getting their pal in a car to drive to pick up the Derby boys' pal, loading him up with the parcel, the Derby boy, dropping him off like round the corner, and then the Nottingham boys was just driving off, letting him throw it, and then they was picking him back up again. Nottingham boys weren't doing nothing, just earning off it, keeping their hands clean. But the Derby boys thought, well, why don't we get something thrown over as well? And why not? You know, why has everyone got to be greedy and all this? They've already got their pal that's doing it for them. We'll just get something put there and chucks it on another day. It's not going to hurt no one. We're not trying to take food out of anyone's mouth. That's what they're thinking. The day they was going to do it, the night, this was back in nighttime social as well. Yeah, he used to get opened up for social, and the exercise door would get open as well. Yeah, so say you got to open up at 6 AM to 8 PM. Got a bit boring. You you sat for so long, and you'd have exercise as well. So exercise at the same time, and you could fit in and out. You'd have 2 hours. You wouldn't just be out for an hour on exercise. You'd go in, out, all the time. Yeah. So you had 2 hours to just float around and sort things out, get on the phone, and all that. Yeah. Bless me. And for whatever reason, the day it was going to happen, the Derby boys told everyone. Just told everyone. Told the whole. Well, I definitely knew, and I'll tell you who else definitely knew. All the Nottingham boys definitely knew. Yeah. That they was doing it for. So the Derby boys, time's come, innit, yeah? He's come over, their little things come over, I don't know what's there, a couple of bounces, allegedly. Landed. Now they're out there, they're in the cell, trying to get it in and all that. Just one of the Nottingham boys is on the twos. Just on the railing, just watching them like that. Like, so he's watching directly down, like at a closed door. Right, but you know, if you're watching, you know, innit, there's little signs that someone will pop their head out and wink and one, keep an eye out and shut the door again and all that. So you know. So the Nottingham geezers just up there watching. And then, I don't know how long it took them. A couple of goes, a couple of attempts. They're pros at it now, aren't they? They've been doing it for ages. They've got it. Out the door, yeah. Everyone, I'm standing outside the door as well, man. It's red hot. Everyone's outside the door. Mate, they've got it. Nottingham boys just flitted off, gone downstairs, gone to the other spur. I don't know how long he come back for. I don't know how long it was before he come back. Not long. With the rest of his Nottingham pals. And went into the Derby boys' cell, and people might have thought he was coming to congratulate him, innit? But they just took everything. Just took the lot of them. And the Derby boys just followed it, didn't do nothing. And was told that they weren't allowed to use that window. Basically, they weren't allowed to get their gear thrown over their window, but they still had to collect the Nottingham boys' gear, which they did. And they were still getting paid out of it as well, but mugged off hard, innit? Anyway, if you enjoyed that, hit the subscribe, and we'll chat again. Adios.